the beautiful yoga garden here in Koh Samui in Thailand. Normally this is a place that's bustling with energy, with people coming to the classes every day, but the yoga studios have had to close. We also have a regular class here in the yoga garden for the free yoga community of Koh Samui, which is a donation-based class, and the donations go towards Thai families who need a little bit of a help right now. Maybe they're struggling with their income or some medical expenses. And so we're bringing this class to you now, here from the yoga garden. So thank you, Bonnie, and the yoga garden staff. I'm here on my own, but I know they're going to watch this video later. I'll give you some information a little later on how you can support the free yoga community, but for now, let's find a comfortable position. We'll get started with our yoga class, hey? So sitting up nice and tall, closing your eyes, having your palms resting on your knees. Soften through your shoulders. Just take a minute to let go of any thoughts that you had before about the past or the future. And just come to this space, this yoga practice. Noticing the parts of your body that are resting on the floor. Maybe your ankles, your feet. Maybe your thighs and your sit bones. Your hips. Just make any adjustments you need to be a little bit more comfortable. Now sitting tall through the spine, allow the shoulders to fall down and soften. Tuck the chin down a little. And then focus on the breath. Breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. Another deep breath in. And then gently letting it go. Another breath in. And then letting it go. Noticing how the body moves as we inhale. The expansion of the chest. And then it falls away as you exhale. This time breathing all the way down to the belly. Feeling the belly expanding as you inhale. And then falling away as you exhale. Just letting the breath be normal. Allow the hands to soften and relax. Shoulders. The neck. Your jaw. Relax the jaw. Allow the muscles around your eyes to relax. The space between the eyes. Just taking a few more breaths here. Grounding yourself. Preparing for this yoga sequence that we're going to practice together. Bring your hands in front of your heart. I'm going to start this practice with one arm. Inhaling. Releasing the palms, opening your eyes, and then coming onto all fours into a tabletop position. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Get your knees about hip width apart underneath your hips. And just come into a tabletop position. Allow the toes to just relax at the back there. We're going to do a little round of cat and cow sequence. So as you inhale, let the belly fall. Chest, neck comes forward. Exhale, arching spine. Belly falls, chest comes forward as you inhale. And then arching the spine, pushing the belly button up to the sky as you exhale. Just do 3 more in your own time. And 1 more. And then coming back to a neutral spine, your tabletop. Just step your knees back a little so your palms are towards the front of the mat and just come into position here. Lowering your knees down, your thighs down, your hips, your belly, bending your elbows, coming all the way down to the floor. Tuck your elbows in towards your ribs. Have your palms directly underneath your shoulders. Release the toes. And then let's do our baby cobra. So we inhale, pushing the palms into the yoga mat, lift up into baby cobra. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Tucking your toes, coming back onto your knees and into child's pose. For child's pose, take your knees about as wide as the yoga mat. Maybe bring your toes towards each other and allow the hips to come back towards the heels. Bring your forehead down onto the yoga mat and stretch your arms forward and rest here for 5 breaths. One more breath. And then coming back into all fours again. This time coming into all fours, we're going to extend the right leg back. You can flex the ankle. Try and just get the hips so they're stable. Bend the knee, bring it all the way in towards the elbow, and then extend the leg. One more time, bending that knee in towards the elbow, and then extending the leg. This time we're going to bring the right foot all the way forward to the right hand. So we're bending it all the way through here. That right foot now is just resting here. I want the knee not to come forward. So we don't want to see anything positioning like this. So we want to have that knee just in line with the ankle. So the shin is in a straight line. We're going to just come into a kneeling lunge position here. If your hands can reach the floor, by all means, just stretch down here and hold it for a few breaths. Otherwise, reach for a block. You can have your hands resting on the block as well. Just feeling that nice stretch through the inside of the left hip flexor. Maybe even down the back of that right thigh, down the hamstring, even through the groin. Staying here for 2 more. 1 more. This time we're going to straighten the right leg. Allow that toe to come up and point towards the heel. And we're going to come back into a half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Feeling a nice stretch down the back of that calf and also through the hamstring. If it feels too tight for you, you can always walk that right foot a little bit over more towards the right. Otherwise, just staying here for 3, 2, 1. Let's go back into our lunge again. So bending that right knee forward so that the knee sits on top of the ankle. Bringing the hands to the floor or down onto the block and just have 1 more stretch. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Take your right hand, push it onto your right knee. Allow the right toes to come off the yoga mat and just deepen that stretch through the hips. Now I'm going to look up over my right shoulder. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Releasing the hand and then coming back, bringing that right knee all the way back into your tabletop position. Let's try the other side. Extending the left leg back, flexing that ankle. Just see if you can keep the hips stable. Pulling the belly into the spine. Bending that knee, bringing it all the way in towards the elbow. Extending the leg as you inhale. Breathing out, bringing the knee in towards the elbow. And then extending the leg back. Just hold it here for one breath. The next one, we're going to bring this left foot all the way to the front of the mat, coming here into a kneeling lunge. So make sure you bring that foot forward enough so that that knee, we don't want to see it coming forward with the ankle, okay? So making sure this knee comes here towards the ankle. Nice straight line from your shin. Bring your hands onto the yoga mat. Or you can take the block. Just resting here, pushing through, feeling a nice stretch through that the front of the right leg, the quadricep, the right hip flexor. You probably feel a bit of a stretch through your groin, through the adductors as well. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Bringing the hands down to the floor if you can. Taking the left hand onto the left knee. Allow the left big toe to come off the mat and push that left knee away. Feeling a nice stretch through the inside of the left groin, the adductors. Looking up over the left shoulder if you like. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Hands down onto the floor. Coming back into that lunge position. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. And then back into half splits. So straightening that left leg. Allow that left toe to point back up towards the hip so that the ankle is flexed. Feeling a stretch down the back of the calf and the hamstring. You can rest here with your palms down towards the floor. You can come into an upright position. Or if you have 2 blocks, you can rest your hands on these blocks here like 2 little kickstands. Feeling the stretch down the back of the leg. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Bending that knee forward, bringing the hands down to support yourself, and then just walking that left leg all the way back. Knees about as wide as the yoga mat. Let's go back into our child's pose. Walking the hands forward, hips coming back down towards the heels and resting in child's pose for 5 breaths. One more breath. And your next exhale, coming back up onto your palms, just resting here in all fours. We're going to come into our first downward dog of this class today. So I want to see if you can maybe walk the hands a little bit more forward, tuck the toes so you're on your knees, and we're going to come into that upside down V position, which is Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog. So lifting the knees up, straightening the legs, upside down V. To begin with, you can have those knees a little bit bent, and you can walk the heels out a little. So just stepping the heels down one at a time. And then you can stay up here on your toes for a little bit, adjusting the length of your downward facing dog, having soft knees if you like, and see if you can pull the belly into the spine and lift the hips up towards the sky. If your heels naturally come down, then of course allow the heels to come down to the yoga mat. But try not to hyperextend through your knees. Staying here for 3 more breaths. Again, pushing the belly up to the sky. The hips, up to the sky, of course, yep. Inhale, look forward, walk or step your feet towards the top of the mat. Feet about hip width apart. Inhale, bring your hands onto your knees and extend through the spine, look forward. And then exhale, pulling the belly in, allow yourself to fold all the way down. Standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Just staying here for a moment. Noticing your feet about hip width apart. Lift the toes up for a second and then lowering them down. Just finding your balance. Inhale, come all the way up, arms up, chest up, head up. And then exhale, palms to the side again. We're going to go through one sun salutation, series A, together, okay? So, coming into your mountain pose, about feet about hip width apart. To begin with, we'll come into mountain pose. Close your eyes. Have the arms to the side of the body. Really engage, energize through the fingers. Notice your balance. You can maybe lean forward into your toes. See how the heels come off the yoga mat. Lean back into your heels. Toes come off the mat. And then now come to that neutral position where you feel like both ends of the feet are balanced. The weight's going down. Think about your legs, really energizing through the legs, perhaps pulling the kneecaps up towards the hips. Pull the belly into the spine. Soften through the shoulders. Don't allow them to come up to your ears. Soften. Just take one more breath here. If you know your Ujjayi breath, you can bring it in now, yogi breath. Inhale, arms all the way up. Eyes open. Exhale, folding down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up, look forward. Exhale, folding down, palms to the mat. Walk or step your feet. Come into a high plank or a kneeling plank. This time lowering all the way down. Knees are down, thighs are down, hips are down. Bring your belly. Allow your elbows to come in towards the chest. Release the toes. And then the face comes onto the yoga mat. Coming up now into baby cobra. So inhale, and just lift up. Lift the chest up. Pull, stretch down through the front of the body. Bring the kneecaps off the yoga mat. For 3, 2, 1. Lowering all the way down. Tucking the toes and coming back into downward facing dog. Coming back onto your knees, and then lifting, straightening through the legs, and then finding your downward facing dog. Staying here for 5 breaths. Having the feet about hip width apart. You can bend through the knees if you like. Soften. Allow the hips to come up, the sit bones up towards the sky. It's the top of your upside down V. Allow the head to rest between the shoulders. Staying here for another 3, 2, 1. Inhale, looking forward. Walk or step your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up, look forward. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding down, back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's do one more together, okay? Standing in your mountain pose, feet about hip width apart, top of the mat. Really think about your fingers being energized, yeah? Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, folding down into Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, coming all the way down, bending the knees, palms to the floor, walk or step your feet to the back of the mat. You can come into your high plank, lower the knees down, and then lowering all the way down, knees down, thighs, belly, tummy, rib cage. Tuck the elbows in all the way down, release the toes so the toenails are pushing down into the yoga mat. Coming into baby cobra, so the palms pushing into the yoga mat underneath the shoulders. The elbows, they're not out here like chicken wings, they're tucked in towards the ribs, yeah? Inhale and then lift up. Coming into baby cobra, staying here for 3, 2, 1. Lowering all the way down. Tucking the toes and back into downward facing dog. Onto your knees first, and then coming all the way up. Upside down V. Staying here for 5 breaths. On your next inhale, looking forward, and walk or step your feet to the front of the mat. Allow yourself just to hang here in standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the spine, lift up, look forward. Lengthening through the spine. Exhale, folding down again. Inhale, come all the way up to the sky, arms up. Exhale, hands to the side. Well done. Sun Salutation Series A. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmed up. Maybe allows your mind to kind of relax a little and just chill. I'm going to take you through one more, and then we're going to go down and maybe just calm down towards the yoga mat. I think it'll be quite relaxing later on. This time take your feet about as wider than normal. Allow the toes to be pointing in, heels pointing out. And we're just going to do a little forward fold. We're going to take our hands towards our hips first of all. Inhale. And then exhale, folding at your hips, come all the way down. And then coming up, hands still on the hips, all the way up. Good job. Next one, we're going to bring our hands down on towards the floor, or you can put them onto a yoga block as well. So I'm just going to rest this block down here in front of me. You can either have your hands resting on the block or even maybe the top of your head. The goal is we're trying to get the top of our head, the crown here, as close as we can towards the ground. I'm going to keep these legs nice and strong. So as we go down, you can maybe watch first. I'm going to bring my hands down to the mat. I'm going to keep my elbows bent. Ideally, they're in line with my shoulders. I'm going to push in away from the yoga mat, from the floor. So taking a deep breath in, folding down, palms down towards the yoga mat. Ideally between the toes. So you can see my hands are here. Taking a deep breath in, lift, extend through the spine, looking forward. And then exhale, bringing the head all the way down to the yoga mat. My arms, hopefully, depends where I am today. Palms pushing into the floor, staying here for 3 more. 2 more. Pulling the kneecaps up towards the hips, engaging the legs. Inhale, lift up, look forward. Bring your hands onto the hips and then come all the way up to standing. Pivot the toes, bring the feet all the way in towards each other. And then coming back into your mountain pose. Just resting here maybe for 1 or 2 breaths. You can close your eyes. Wherever you are in the world, hope you can take some of this tropical vibes, this warm, humid air we have here in Thailand. It's almost the hottest time of the year here. So hopefully this will warm up your day and your practice. Okay, so now I'm going to move you into a Sphinx pose, which is a yin pose. You're going to come down on towards the yoga mat, lying on your belly. Bring your elbows so they're underneath your shoulders. You can see here, elbows are here. Your elbows are about shoulder width apart. Allow your toenails to step down into the yoga mat. So you can just rest here. We're going to rest here for 2 minutes. You can feel a nice bend, a gentle bend through the lower back. A bit of a stretch through the front of the body. You can have the head just looking forward like this. Or you can allow the neck to extend and feel a stretch down the back of the neck. We spend so much of our daily life, whether it's watching TV, sitting at a desk on a computer, or traveling, where we're leaning forward, we're curving through the lower back. It's so nice to have this counter stretch here. The front of the body feels like it's opening. A little bit of compression on the lower spine. Hopefully hydrating, increasing mobility, range of motion through your lumbar spine, the lower back, an area where we hold a lot of tension. I'm going to stay here for just another 30 seconds. pose, we're just going to lie on our belly, okay? So just allow yourself to come all the way down towards the yoga mat. Allow your hands to maybe rest under your forehead and just rest here while the spine goes back and resets. And coming up, placing your palms underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes, and then let's just come back into all fours. The next pose I have for you today is going to be a pigeon pose, which we refer to as sleeping swan when we're doing our yin. So if you know pigeon, I'm going to come down, you're going to have your palms underneath your shoulders. I'm going to go on the left side first. I want you to walk this left knee all the way to the left outside edge of your yoga mat. You can bring the ankle in, maybe on a 45-degree angle, or even if you can, get the shin parallel with the front of the mat if you practice pigeon normally. So that left knee is all the way on the outer left edge of the yoga mat. And then we're going to look over our right shoulder and slide that right knee back a little bit further so that the hips are coming closer towards the yoga mat. Releasing that back toe, relaxing the right leg. Come down onto your elbows. And just feel a nice stretch of the outside of that left hip flexor. No, I got that wrong. Outside of your left hips. Could be your left side of the glutes, but it's always going to be the right hip flexor. Apologies for that. Maybe some of you even feel the stretch through your groin. We're not going to hold this for too long, maybe for a minute. Just allow me to reset my watch here, guys. Again, a lot of tension held in our hips. It's really nice to have a bit of a stretch here for a minute. Only another 30 seconds. You can allow your forehead to come down onto the mat as well. And if you've got a cushion or a block, again, you can perhaps use that just to rest your head down. And then coming up again. Just going to reset. So coming up onto your elbows, then onto your hands. And taking that left knee back. Maybe giving you a little bit of a stretch back if that feels good. Noticing the difference between the left and the right side of the body. We're going to come and do the right side now. So again, palms underneath the shoulders, bringing that right knee forward to the outside edge, the right edge of the mat, and then turning this ankle round. Let me move this block so you can see. For me, I have limitations, so I'm going to just keep my ankle here, it's fine, but some people will have that shin parallel to the front of the mat. That's totally fine too. And again, looking over the left shoulder, pushing that left knee back, and then just coming here onto your elbows, or resting down here onto your forehead. Staying here for 1 minute, this time feeling the stretch through the outside of the right hips, the outside of the right thigh, the right glutes, your bum. Just feeling the stretch there, also down through the front of the left hip flexor. Lowering your head down and just resting here for another 30 seconds. Don't forget to breathe. Let gravity do the work for you. Feeling that nice deep stretch on the outside of the right thigh, where the IT band might be perhaps. Just another 10 seconds. Again, coming onto your elbows, up onto your palms, and then just taking that knee back. And then just coming into a child's pose, just to rest again for the rebound from that little mini yin version there. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Going back into all fours. When it comes to resting, just lying on our back, into our final relaxation, into Shavasana. So coming down onto your elbows, allow your spine to come down. Hug your knees in and just have one little stretch here. Maybe massaging the lower back. And then circling in the other direction. And then finding stillness. Bring your feet down towards the yoga mat. Extending the legs. Allow the ankles to fall out. Have the palms resting, arms resting beside the body. Palms facing up to the sky. And relax. Shavasana. Inviting some energy, some movement back into your body. Wriggling your toes, wriggling your fingers. Bring your arms up above the body for a really nice long stretch through the body. Bending your left knee, rolling onto the right side of your body, using your right shoulder as a pillow. Just resting here for a few moments. And then slowly coming back to a seated position. Eyes closed. Palms resting on your knees. Just taking a moment to scan through the body. From the top of your head, down through the spine and the legs, down to the toes. Noticing if you feel any lighter. Feel like some of the tension's been lifted. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Allow space between the two palms. Feel the warm air between your palms. This little ball of energy, capturing the way you're feeling right now. The mind is calm and relaxed. Releasing the tension out of the body, that wonderful feeling of being relaxed. As you go out throughout your day, remember you can always come back and feel this energy. This little ball of energy will come with you for the rest of the day. Namaste. Thank you. Khop Kun Ka, all the way from Koh Samui here in Thailand. I hope you enjoyed this practice today. And I just want to invite you one more time. Please come back, and if you enjoyed the class, please share it with your friends, your family, and let them know that times might be a little bit tough right now. It's very challenging wherever we are, but a little practice of yoga, maybe 40 minutes every day, especially with this gorgeous tropical surroundings from the yoga garden, can maybe lighten your mood and improve your energy. And also, just a little plug for the yoga garden. Thank you so much for letting me use the space today, and the free yoga community of Koh Samui. We really appreciate it if you could kindly make a small donation just to help some of the Thai families here that are really doing it tough, I think, over the next month or so. Khop Kun Ka.